Good evening and welcome. Thank you for watching 6 p.m. Prime. I'm Pooja Shali. Let's begin first with the headlines. It is the suicide of the student sparking massive outrage now in Tamil Nadu's Kalakuruchi. Madras High Court order, fresh autopsy asking the state to identify the rioters. Family alleges a foul play by the school. It's a clear edge for NDA's Draupadi Murmu against opposition's Yashwant Sinha in the presidential election race. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Home Minister Amit Shah, Chief Ministers and other MPs cast their vote.
दलों में तोड़फोड़ करवाने का काम कर रही हैं, लोगों को इस बात के लिए बाध्य कर रही हैं कि वो उनके पक्ष में वोट डालें और पैसे का भी खेल हो रहा है.
India Today, as always, agenda-setting journalism here. A 2016 interview Vice President candidate Margaret Alva now creating ripples. Alva had claimed that Augusta Westland chopper scam had a link to the Gandhis. BJP targets the Congress, asks, is candidature a peace deal? NDA's nominee Jagdeep Dhankar files his nomination for the post of Vice President. Opposition's nominee, former Union Minister Margaret Alva, to file papers tomorrow. The polling for that is on 6th of August. Parliament monsoon session kicks off. The upper house of the Parliament, the Rajya Sabha, is adjourned for the day today after a protest. Prime Minister Narendra Modi appeals for a productive session this time. Actor Allu Arjun's India Today cover goes viral, even sparking a mega cover war among the fans. Superstar Prabhas's fans are logged in a war with Team Arjun, saying Bahubali actor's cover was more organic. Today, the 6 p.m. Prime will be focusing on a follow-up news. Remember, just a few days ago at the Lulu Mall, a newly opened swanky posh mall in Lucknow had created a controversy over the Namaz prayers that were offered. But that has now become bigger and questions are being asked. Police are now investigating whether the entire incident was staged and orchestrated to create trouble. Cops are on the hunt now for 6 young men in that video that has since gone viral. They were seen offering the Namaz prayers in the mall premises. Now, the CCTV footage since then is being analysed inside the mall, and that has raised questions. For example, take a look closely at this visual. The CCTV video also showed 8 men enter into the mall. None of them visit any showroom, any store. They do not purchase anything. They all seem in a hurry. They appear to be looking for a place to offer Namaz just when the mall has opened. They first try the ground floor, then go on the second floor. 6 of them offer the Namaz prayers while 2 record the video. What's happening? Earlier, 2 men were arrested, remember, after that, for chanting the Hanuman Chalisa in the mall. Politics expectedly has erupted over this issue. Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav, who is the former chief minister of Uttar Pradesh, is in opposition, is accusing the Bharatiya Janata Party of indulging in politics of polarization.
ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी की साजिश है। मुझे तो यहाँ तक बताया है कि उत्तर प्रदेश का 2024 से पहले माहौल खराब करने के लिए इसी तरह के ट्रेन कर करके लोग भेजे जा सकते हैं। ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी की साजिश है। मुझे तो यहाँ तक बताया है कि उत्तर प्रदेश का 2024 से पहले माहौल खराब करने के लिए इसी तरह के ट्रेन कर करके लोग भेजे जा सकते हैं।
कल गाड़ी पर आपका कहना है अटैक हुआ है, क्या हुआ था?
नहीं, कहना नहीं, हकीकत है। साज को आज का फिर वही बात आ जाएगी। मेरी गाड़ी खड़ी थी लुलू मॉल के बाहर, कुछ लोग आए, उन्होंने मेरी गाड़ी की डिग्गी खोलने की कोशिश करी। आप भी माशाल्लाह, आप एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजी आ गई, गाड़ी की डिग्गी नहीं खुली तो उन्होंने बियर की बोतल से मेरा शीशा तोड़ दिया। क्योंकि अगर कोई की शरारत होती, जैसे मान लो नशे में होता, तो वो बोतल में दारू तो होती, दारू नीचे गिरती, कुछ भी होता। मैंने वीडियो भी भेजा, मैंने FIR भी कराई है। मैंने अभी विधानसभा अध्यक्ष जी से भी शिकायत करी है, हमारे सतीश माना जी से, कि इसकी कार्रवाई कराइए। क्योंकि CC कैमरे तो हर जगह मौजूद है, लुलू मॉल के बाहर भी है।
The police is also now trying to dig deeper about who were these unknown individuals recording, filming the prayers that were offered. Police are telling India Today that the accused seen on the CCTV entered into this newly opened mall by splitting into two groups. Very interesting. First, they tried to offer the prayers on the ground floor where they were blocked and stopped by the security guard. Then they move on to the second floor of the mall. Listen in now to what the senior-most officers of the Lucknow police are saying. This is right now coming in reactions.
पूरे प्रकरण में जैसे ही घटना घटित हुई उसके बाद जब सीसीटीवी फुटेज को देखा गया तो लुलु मॉल प्रशासन आगे बढ़ के आया और उन्होंने एक तहरीर दी कि मेरे यहाँ किसी तरह की धार्मिक एक्टिविटी की अनुमति नहीं है और इसके बावजूद इस तरह की एक्टिविटी हुई है, कृपया आप इसमें आवश्यक कार्रवाई करें। उनकी तहरीर पे एफआईआर रजिस्टर किया गया, सीसीटीवी फुटेज को भी ऑन रिकॉर्ड लिया गया और उसकी पूरी इन्वेस्टिगेशन जारी है। बहुत शीघ्र ही इसका पूरा पर्दाफाश किया जाएगा। डेफिनेटली पहचान थोड़ा सा चैलेंज है, बट इन्वेस्टिगेशन में बहुत एडवांस लेवल पे इन्वेस्टिगेशन है और वी आर होपफुल टू गेट ब्रेक थ्रू वेरी सून।
So exactly 1 week ago, a mall is opened and the first controversy comes in of prayers being offered by these unknown men who then vanish into thin air. They do not purchase anything. They do not go to any showroom or store inside the mall. Someone decides to record this video, make it viral, becomes a political showdown. What exactly happened at the newly opened mall? All right, so let me now take you through precisely what had happened on that day. We take a look now at these timeline. It is important to understand, remember, at this point where what exactly had happened at the mall. Take a look here closely. Group of men enter into the mall. They do not make any purchase. No store visit is done by these unknown men who enter into a newly opened mall, which everyone is curious about. No purchase, no store visits. What happens then? They try to offer the namaz prayers on the first floor. The security guard deployed there on the first floor suddenly decides to block and stop them. The group then offers the prayer on the second floor. So they clearly were in a hurry and their mission appeared to be to offer prayers. While most of them were offering the namaz prayers, there is someone who records a short video, about a few seconds, when remember, otherwise the direction of the namaz is now being investigated. Why was the direction off, which is definitely in a certain direction? The duration is barely few seconds when the namaz prayer is usually about 5 minutes long. What was happening? Was this deliberate? Because police is now investigating a conspiracy angle here in this case. I'm going to go across now to my colleague Samar Srivastava from Lucknow because he's been tracking all the latest on that. This timeline is very interesting because remember, right now, at a time like this when the tempos are running high, why was a group so desperate to offer prayers, get it recorded? Who were these people who had nothing to shop? Samar, why are the police now investigating and how? What are they precisely exploring from the CCTV footage and otherwise? Take us through.
See, with CCTV footage coming into light, Uttar Pradesh police is now smelling a conspiracy out of this entire incident. Because you see, 5 to 6 people went inside the mall and they did not purchase anything. They did not visit any store to just see. They did not visit any gaming section or anywhere around. They just went out with a plan and go inside and offer namaz. And they tried this on the first floor when security guards disallowed them. They went away over on the second number floor, which is quite empty in the middle area. Then they decided to sit at that particular place. And it is also noteworthy that they just do this particular namaz thing for a few minutes. While if you talk to the Muslim clerics, they'll tell you that a proper namaz takes place for around more than 5 minutes. So how could it be possible? It seems to be a planned conspiracy just to, in a way, derail the Ganga Yamuni Tehzeeb of Lucknow, for which it is known, and that's what we are hearing since the mall has begun in this particular state capital. You saw this particular video coming into light, and it also seems what police sources have told us, it could also be seen as somebody from that particular group would have recorded that particular video and made it viral on social media and on WhatsApp groups, and that is why when it came to life, all of a sudden one can get into a shocker like how could such a thing could happen, because we haven't seen such a thing happening, like somebody offering namaz or reciting Hanuman Chalisa in particular mall. And then after that you saw many right-wing groups also went out and read Sundarkand, Hanuman Chalisa, and later on police came into action, detained many, and also action also taken against the police officers. The SHO of that particular police station was suspended, was sent into lines while the ACP was transferred.
So I do have an added question here. So how is politics being played out at this point? Because clearly Akhilesh Yadav has reacted. This is a communal sensitive situation. This is also about business investment, because this is also in many ways telling a massive Lulu empire right now that, you know, there could be these communal tensions that erupt if you invest in a state like Uttar Pradesh, which is the agenda for Yogi Adityanath, to attract as many investments in the state as much as possible.
See, few months back we saw investor summit happening out here, and when you saw Bundelkhand Expressway, it was also said that defense corridor will be made around that particular stretches of Banda and Chitrakoot. And at that particular time, when Uttar Pradesh is going through all these things, are trying to convey the investors that come and invest in Uttar Pradesh in different districts, this thing happening, and that at a time when you are as the mall claims that it is the largest mall of Asia, at that particular moment you are making such atmosphere, and that's why the particular event is getting politicized. And Akhilesh Yadav is saying that if you will do things like that, how an investor will come and invest in the state? So that's a big question, and one thing is very clear, that not even the state government is all taking this particular thing lightly, and not also the Lucknow police, because the Lucknow police guys are the ones who found the CCTV footage and then clarified and got a sequence of events that why these guys couldn't spend time in the mall if it was not planned. So it completely seems to be planned, like whosoever is behind that particular plan.
The latest on that, remember, because what you're looking at is the visual of a group that is offering prayers. Now it may appear very significant in the sense that, you know, it is perhaps very usual, common, but why was there now a video that was recorded, and when the CCTV footage was analyzed, a lot more questions came up. I want to tell you how this is a bigger issue. We are talking about a giant Lulu empire, because if you thought this is just a small group investing in Uttar Pradesh at the Lulu Mall, I want you to correct. 50,000 is the Lulu Group's worldwide workforce. It is a massive empire that is actually based, the headquarter is in the United Arab Emirates. The individual, Yusuf Ali, is actually Indian origin and is based in Abu Dhabi and is operating 37 countries across, including Oman, Qatar, Saudi, Egypt and Indonesia. The annual turnover of this Lulu empire is actually $7.4 billion annually. That's how mega projects they are indulging in. That specifically is about shopping malls and hypermarkets. They plan to invest in India about 8,000 crore rupees, 3,005 crore rupees announced for Tamil Nadu. In Uttar Pradesh, about 2,000 crore rupees have been announced as investment. There are other states as well. Now, where are they already functioning? Kerala and Karnataka. Kerala was one of the first where at least in 4 districts there were operational malls, and also in Karnataka. The bid next is for Lulu Group empire to be pushing for investments in Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat and Tamil Nadu. Remember, at this point there was mega projects that were being of not only of hypermarkets, of shopping malls, but perhaps likely retail as well. 8,000 crore rupees on investment. But when they invested in Uttar Pradesh, what happened was for all to see. And therefore on 6 p.m. Prime, we look at the bigger picture and ask 3 big questions. Was this a deliberate conspiracy to disrupt communal harmony, incite passions? Because otherwise, why would this conspiracy and controversy arrive over a newly opened swanky mall? Question number 2. Is this a deliberate attempt to disrupt business over possibly rivalry or other reasons? Because this does send out a message to those wanting to invest in India and specifically in Uttar Pradesh. And third, I ask here, was it a bid to stir up a political slugfest? While the police are investigating the identity of those men, also of the ones who then landed up to recite the Hanuman Chalisa, who were they? Why are they all fighting to offer prayers in a mall? And what is the political reactions are coming in is for all to see. All right, so let's now bring you other stories as well. Staying with Uttar Pradesh, the state government has announced that only TET qualified teachers will be able to teach in the Madrasas. Now remember, the Madrasas are Islamic schools. We will take that story as well. We have some big news coming in from Uttar Pradesh. Let's take a look at that. All right, so the police are telling India today now that the accused seen on the CCTV footage entered into the Lulu Mall by splitting into two groups. This is what the police has said, first trying to offer the prayers on the ground, and then they are saying they were blocked by the security. The accused moving to the second floor of the mall. I want you to listen into these reactions that are coming in. Police right now are not letting this issue get away. They are looking at all possible opportunities, because it was just a viral video that we were looking at that appeared and was then stoking communal passions. But the police have clearly figured out now, while the identity is unknown, that there was perhaps a deliberate bid. At now the next issue that has cropped up in the state of Uttar Pradesh. In a bid to modernize the Islamic schools, the Madrasas, the Uttar Pradesh government has now said that only TET qualified Madrasa teachers will be permitted to teach in the schools. The decision by the Yogi Adityanath government comes under the state Madrasa modernization scheme. The curriculum of the students will be tweaked so that it consists of 80% modern education and 20% Deeni education, which is also, in other words, Islamic education. The Madrasas will increase focus on subjects like Hindi, English, science, mathematics and political science. The number of teachers have been increased to facilitate the scheme. Let's quickly go across to my colleague Samarth Srivastav. Samarth, why this specific decision? What is this TET that will now become compulsory for teachers who want to teach in Madrasas?
See, TET is an exam which need to be qualified if you want to become a teacher in the government colleges. So that's what had been implemented in Madrasas in Uttar Pradesh now, because it was in a way need of the hour. Because as per the state government, they want to strengthen the youth of Muslim community, or the children of Muslim community, who in a way sometimes get persuaded by some influencers who in a way do not want peace and harmony in the state. So that's what the focus of UP government is, and that is why they are making subjects like Hindi, English, science, social science all mandatory for the students of Madrasas, and that will be around 80%. While also there will be Deeni education. It's not just that Deeni education have been replaced or removed. 20% it will be about the Deeni education. 80% it will be about the proper subjects, as we learn, as we see in the primary schools, be it ICSE, CBSE or UP board. So this thing has been done. But also another app has also been launched, in which the students could also do their work or study from home using that particular application. So that has been done with a thing in mind, with a vision in mind, to in a way strengthen the children of Muslim communities. As there were, you saw a lot of news, you saw a lot of stone pelters. They were just minors. They had stones in their hands, and that's what the thinking of the UP government, that they do not want this to happen. They do not want to like put out the posters of those minors with the stones in their hands, and that's
so Yogi Adityanath government is saying that this is a bid to modernize the Madrasas. We'll try and get some Muslim scholars also. What do they have to say about this? Teaching that will be made, a training that will be made compulsory for the teachers who want to teach at this Islamic schools. Thank you so much, Samarth Srivastav, for all the latest. Keep tracking on this. Could also actually become a big political controversy. I want to now move on to a big issue, a terrible tragedy that has occurred in the state of Madhya Pradesh. A Maharashtra roadways bus en route Indore to Pune fell into the Narmada river. Horrific visuals coming to the surface now. The bus, packed with passengers, skid from the bridge and fell into the river. 13 people have lost their life. 15 have received severe injuries, are currently undergoing treatment at the nearby hospital. Rescue operations, as you can see, are currently in full swing. But while the disaster management personnel, the district administration, the local residents are all together helping, as you can see on your screen as well. But they are also racing against time to rescue passengers who would have survived. Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan has spoken to Maharashtra's Chief Minister Eknath Shinde on the rescue operation. Shivraj Singh Chauhan also conveyed that the dead bodies or the mortal remains would be sent from Madhya Pradesh to Maharashtra for the final rites and with all respect and regard. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also reacted, expressing grief over this terrible accident and ensuring that authorities are given all assistance to the injured. And we here praying for the families and strength to them over this accident that has taken place.
देखिए लगातार रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन चल रहा है इस समय और मैं आपको दिखाना चाहूंगा कि आप देख सकते हैं सामने की तरफ आपको तमाम एसडीआरएफ और एनडीआरएफ के जवान नजर आ रहे होंगे। ऊपर की तरफ अगर आप पुलिया पे देखेंगे तो वहीं से बस जो है वो रेलिंग तोड़ के नीचे की तरफ गिरी थी। हालांकि ये कहा जा रहा है कि ओवरटेक करने की वजह से ये हादसा हुआ है। हालांकि बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, लेकिन अभी फिलहाल एसडीआरएफ एनडीआरएफ की कोशिश ये है कि जितने भी लोग यहाँ पर जो मिसिंग है उनको जल्द से जल्द रेस्क्यू किया जाए। आप देख सकते हैं लगातार यहाँ पर करीब 3 से ज्यादा टीमें जो एसडीआरएफ की हैं वो मौजूद हैं, एनडीआरएफ की तमाम टीमें यहाँ पर मौजूद हैं और अलग अलग तरीके से लगातार जो है वो 3 हिस्सों में यहाँ पर रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन चलाया जा रहा है। आप देखेंगे पहली बोट आपको नजर आ रही होगी, उसके बाद दूसरी बोट आपको दूसरी तरफ और तीसरी बोट सामने की तरफ आपको नजर आ रही होगी। यानी कि बहाव के चलते अगर कोई आगे निकल गया है या फिर वहीं पे रुका हुआ है तो उसको जल्द से जल्द रेस्क्यू किया जाए। उसको लेकर लगातार कोशिश की जा रही है कि जल्द से जल्द इस ऑपरेशन को खत्म किया जाए। दूसरी बात सबसे बड़ी यह है कि लगातार बारिश हो रही है, नर्मदा का बहाव बहुत ज्यादा तेज है, इसलिए थोड़ा सा रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन में मुश्किलात को सामना करना पड़ रहा है। लेकिन हाँ, ये जरूर है कि अभी कोशिश एसडीआरएफ एनडीआरएफ की ये जरूर है कि जल्द से जल्द इस रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन को पूरा किया जाए।
I'm joined by my colleague Hemendra Sharma from Bhopal. Hemendra, what is the latest that you are picking up? Because the visuals are absolutely horrific. What is the administration doing? Are we looking at rescue operations to continue through the night?
Pooja, I would like to make one clarification. One, that no one has been rescued alive from the spot. This confusion happened because the Home Minister in the Vidhan Sabha earlier during the day said that around 12 people had been rescued and they had been taken to the hospital. But the people who are there on the spot, the people who rescued, who were participating in those rescue operations, they have confirmed that no one has been rescued alive. And also the number of dead. The district collector, once he reached there, he said 13 people have died, but now the government has come out, the district administration has come out with a list of 12 people. So the number of people who have been declared dead, who actually died in that accident and whose bodies have been recovered, is at 12. Out of these 12, 11 have been identified. 8 of them are from Maharashtra, 2 are from Rajasthan, 1 is from Madhya Pradesh, while 1 woman is still unidentified. And also to put these speculations to rest, that as to how many people were traveling by that bus, the district administration of Khargone, Dhar and Indore, they tracked down the bus from Indore. The bus left Indore Sarvate bus stand at around 7:30 in the morning today. The CCTV footage from Sarvate bus stand was tracked. At that bus stop at Sarvate, the district, the manager of that bus depot, he has said that the registered names of those people who were traveling by that bus is at 12.
Do keep tracking this, Hemendra. The voting is underway for presidential elections in the country. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman cast her vote in the presidential polls. Nirmala Sitharaman casting the vote in a PPE kit. All those who are COVID positive have also cast their vote, have been permitted to, using the PPE kit, including Power Minister R.K. Singh and OPS. Remember, it's one of the biggest elections clearly, and our parliamentarians ensuring they use their responsibility and duty. Even Nirmala Sitharaman here in a PPE kit, ensuring she casts her vote. And that will be either Draupadi Murmu or Yashwant Sinha.